Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing a set of 10 Christmas cards made using the October 2020 Paper Pumpkin Kit by Stampin' Up. So I'm a fairly new subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, but I'm excited about the kit. So far, I'm really happy with the contents of the kits and what I've been able to make with them. So this kit came with enough supplies to make 8 holiday cards, and while the instructions gave nice enough card ideas, I ended up going off the rails and doing my own thing, which I tend to do anyhow. So and I got 10 cards rather than the 8 that they came with, but I'll go into that. So this was actually the first card that I made, and I cut apart the card panel, and that's where the extra strip for this card came from. So this is a larger than A2 card. It is 4.5 by 6 inches, so it's an A6 size, and I use the elements from the kit. So there is this wreath. It's printed with pale green and the berries, and then you take the wreath stamp and overstamp. I used Ohuhu markers to add additional color. The joy came with the kit to the world as part of the stamp set, and again I used the cable knit panel as indicated in the sketch. I tied another bow and went around the perimeter with a gold gel pen, which is something I quite often do. But I made a Z fold card. So basically, you take the front of your card, so mine is 4.5, and you score it down the center. So I scored down the center at 2.25. You fold that flat back and then adhere your element to it, and it doesn't have to be a rectangle. It's just I wanted to use as much of this pretty foiled pattern as I could. This is the back side of the card, because the cards come with the printing on the front, color on the back, and white inside. So again, I stamped the sentiment, a wreath in a second generation stamping below. So I was actually really happy with the way this card turned out. So this was the first card that I made. And then I made this one, but I was disappointed in all of my card bases have got a crease here. So I ended up having to kind of play with it, which is why I ended up with so many variations, because while you can't see it on the front, which is good, if you could see it on the front, I would have had to return it. But I notice it here, and I don't know if you can see it on camera, but every one of them has got a crease, a little divot in there from the packing. So that's why I ended up kind of making different cards to kind of hide that a little bit. So there's the first two cards. This one, card number 3, is again very similar to the sketch. I did use a burgundy panel. This gold foil comes in the package. It's supposed to be layered on something else. And I added Studio Katya's Gold Fever Confetti. And I added stickles to the word peace because I ended up getting some glue on it. I don't know, it was looking a little bit pockmarked. I didn't know how to fix it. So by adding the stickles, you can't see the little marks on it anymore. Another one of the wreath elements, a different size of the cable knit white panel, so it came with 4 of these more square ones and 4 of the rectangles. So already embossed, ready to go. But I did like the addition of the burgundy panel here, and lots of shimmer and shine on the card. And inside I used some pattern paper, so you can't see that divot there. So I used pattern paper from my stash. This is an old pattern paper from Basic Gray. And again, the stamps came in the Paper Pumpkin kit. I went around the outside of the white panel with a gold gel pen. That, card number 3. Card number 4, this is another very similar design to what the sketch shows. So I didn't deviate all that much other than I slid it into the center. Theirs was more over to the left side, and I extended my gold foil, no biggie, and then I added gold shimmered spritzed sprigs, and that's from the Stampin' Up! Sprig Punch. So I kind of liked the layout. It came with enough of these flowers to do 4 of these layouts, and I only did 2. So I do have some flowers left over, but to me they're not a Christmas image. So I can use them for birthday cards to donate to my mom's old nursing home. So you can see a little bit, I don't know, when the light catches it a certain way, you can sort of see a little bit of the divot there, but I didn't think it was noticeable enough. It's really showing up right now in my lighting, but when I was working on the cards, I didn't notice that at all. Another white panel inside to hide the divot there, and that's the flower stamp that comes with the stamp set that coordinates with these, but you can see it doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas image. So there we are, card number 4. And I just really like the envelopes. Also, I didn't tell you the card size. So they're larger than A2. This is an A4 size, I believe. It is 6 inches by 4 inches folded. Doesn't it look nice with the coordinating envelope in all the coordinating colors? Now well, I'll show you this one next because it's the similar layout. Another Z fold card. They're my absolute favorite fun fold cards to make, hands down. Another one of the little flower images cut and tucked behind. Now, what I didn't realize is it came with 8 card panels. 4 of them have horizontal stripes and 4 of them have vertical stripes. I thought they were the same, so I cut this piece off and realized that the foil stitching lines were going in the opposite direction, but I was not going to waste it, and I actually ended up liking it in the end. Some more of the Gold Fever Confetti from Studio Katia. This stitch label came in the paper pumpkin kit, and there's another one of the gold foil banners. Now, I do find that the white banners that they provide in the kit are a little flimsy for my taste. So I did back it with another piece of lightweight cardstock, and that made it sturdy enough for me. So card number 5, and again that is an A4 size card, which is folded 4 inches by 6 inches. Now these next 2 cards were done almost identical. I used 2 different of the card bases, one with the horizontal, one with the vertical. And these beautiful glittered chipboard elements I've been in my stash for many years. They are K & Company's. I just thought I love red and craft together for Christmas. And because I didn't want to use any more of the flowers, I wanted something more Christmassy, I just pulled out my Christmas embellishment bin, and these were sitting really close to the top, and I decided to use some of them up. So both of these 2 are, like I said, by K & Company, and they fit really nicely on this size of card. This is the stitched nesting labels by Stampin' Up. Some more of the Gold Fever Confetti from Studio Katia. And this Happiest of Holidays is from the Merry Moose stamp set, and I used the banners Pick-a-Punch for the label there. Inside, one more of the glittered ornaments, the stamp from the Paper Pumpkin kit, and a dotted scalloped square die from Elizabeth Craft Designs. So it is completely hidden when the card is closed, revealed when the card opens. And it does fold completely flat and will still mail for a single stamp. So, and this one was done the same. I did add a little bit of Copic coloring to the bottom of the tree to break it up a little bit. Added my Gold Fever Confetti from Studio Katia, another one of the Merry Moose labels, still the Z fold, and this one has a train. Now that used up all of these red elements out of my stash. I still have some gold glittered ones and green glittered ones, but the red ones are now all used up. So I've been trying to use things up. Oh, I don't know if you can see, but I did add a lightweight cardstock panel to the back. I didn't want to make the cards really heavy to mail, but I also do not like a flimsy card, and without that card backing, the Z fold cards just felt a little flimsy for me. And card number 8. I'm really happy with the way this card turned out. So this card here has the missing panel from the Z fold card I did here. So this is the missing piece of this card front here. So I had a card that had just this. So this is how much of the card that was left. So I added, I love using acetate on my cards. I added an acetate panel, sandwiching the acetate in between the flap of the card and the pattern paper. Added some more pattern paper, and this is the same basic gray pattern paper that I've had for a very long time. There's Joy. I added a twine bow and some more of the shimmer sprayed punched sprigs. This beautiful sleigh is from Gisette at Elizabeth Craft Designs. I've had the die for a couple of years, and when I opened up the Christmas embellishment bin to get these foiled elements, there was a little baggie with 3 sleighs in it that had already been assembled. They've got gold gel pen for the nail heads, stamped with a wood grain pattern. And then there were 2 other ones out of kind of a vintage wood, which didn't add enough color, but the red one was perfect. So I pulled it out and used it on my card here. Inside, the Merry Christmas to you and yours comes in the paper pumpkin kit, some more gold shimmer sprayed sprigs and a tiny bow, which actually doesn't add that much bulk. It will still mail for a single stamp. But I think this one's probably my favorite out of all of the cards. And then I was left with a couple of wreaths and a couple of the cable knit panels. Now my goal is to use this stuff up. I don't want to have boxes and boxes of half-finished paper pumpkin supplies sitting in my craft room. So when I'm done the kits so far, I've taken any of the remaining supplies and put them away. So if there's leftover twine, it goes where I store my twine. If there's leftover dimensionals, it goes where I store my dimensionals. The stamps, I don't plan on keeping a separate container of just paper pumpkin stamps because to me this is a Christmas set. So I don't want to have to start thinking now, I want to make a Christmas card. I know I had a wreath from Stampin' Up. I wonder where I put it. Is it in with this section? Is it in with the Christmas section? Is it in with paper pumpkin? I just want to go to my Christmas section and pull out the Christmas stamps. So my stamps have now been put away in with my Christmas stamps, and I will pull them out to make Christmas cards. There were a couple more flower elements and 2 of the more square cable knit pieces left over, and that was it. Other than that, I've used everything up, and I will hang on to the flowers because, as I said, I think they'll make cute birthday cards. Even winter birthday cards would be nice. So my slimline cards use the same basic gray patterned paper, and these are border stickers. These are stickers that came in the package. I stamped the wreath. Oh, my dogs are home from their walk. I stamped the wreath here and then wrapped twine around it and added some glitter dots from Elizabeth Craft Designs. And inside, more stamping, more border stickers, and other stickers. Now, these stickers have been around for a very long time, and I was afraid that they wouldn't have any more stick to them, so I used wet glue to adhere them. More glitter dots. Both the wreath panel and the knit panel got a spritz with shimmer spray, and this is the inside of this one. Now, these slimline cards folded are 3.5 by 8.5 inches, and they fit in a number 10 business envelope. And they will mail for a single stamp. If you check out my coordinating blog post, which I will link below, I will have still shots of all of my cards on my blog. And if you enjoyed my video today, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my cards. And that's it for me today.